Hey everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. We're going through some of my favorite distilleries that just weren't that creative this year for their special release. First up, Remus Gatsby Reserve. You might say, Bourbon Bill, didn't we do that in 2022? You'd be right. And we're doing it again in 2023. That's right. In case you didn't know, MGP with the Remus label has released another Gatsby Reserve for 2023. I'll find a picture here for you. They changed the box, made it a little bit worse, if you will. This is the 2022. Very good. I did enjoy this one quite a bit. This one was 97.8 proof. And you can tell it's a 2022 because right here it says 2022 limited edition. The new one, in case you were wondering, says 2023 limited edition. So that's how you can tell. Big shout out to Dave Vocalsang again for the samples. Both of these came from him, so thank you again, sir. I wouldn't be able to compare these without you. The new one, though, happens to be 98.1 proof. Both are barrel strength, so let that sink in. Barrel strength's below 100 proof. That's what you're getting here with last year's and 2023. So we still didn't get that high proof we wanted for 2023, and the box is worse. Pricing, I think, is still around $225 a bottle, somewhere around there. So expensive. If I can find it, I'll link my review, full review for last year's there. Awesome bottle shape and design, heavy metal cork. I thought it was delicious bourbon, but just not quite worth the price of $225 hairs. It should have been about $150 hairs, and it's what they should have put in the Remus Reserve Repeal series and not made a super high-end price product. So that's the first one tonight. The second one, hailing from one of my favorite distilleries, Knob Creek 18. That's right, last year in 2022, they did the 30th anniversary bottle. And it was exciting. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was worth the money at about $175 hairs a bottle, somewhere in there. 100 proof, 18 years old. So higher proof and older than the Gatsby, but the Gatsby is barrel proof. So keep that in mind. This year they released one. This one came in a fancy wooden, contraption. I'll try to link the video above for that review. This year, no contraption or box. You're just on the shelf. And the only way to tell is right here. Release number, this one says KC001. And this year's, well, you guessed it, KC002. You're too smart for this channel if you guessed it. Very similar to what they did with Knob Creek 15. Knob Creek 15 was actually released 2 years in a row as well. But both of these kind of released with like zero fanfare. I mean, just kind of like an under the radar, like, here's another Gatsby. Here's another Knob Creek, suckers. Have at it. Price is pretty much unchanged, but you get a worse box or no box. So value, tad bit lower maybe if you're a fan of the box. I don't have the boxes for either ones because guess what? I threw them out. I don't got shelf space for that shit around here. I mean, these are read a pour these up blind. I don't know which one's which. We're gonna go through them. We'll start with the Gatsby series over here because it's lower proof. So the Red Gatsby Glen. I haven't found all my Glens yet from the move. So, forgive me. I normally would do 4 different colors. But you're going to have to go with Gatsby Red here. Let's give it a nosing. Gosh, it smells good. A lot of oak, if you couldn't guess on a 15-year. There's like a very faint, like, honey orange note. I'm getting like a weird, like packing tape adhesive note on here as well. But overall, kind of fruity, very sweet oak. The packing tape note's a little interesting. Let's take a sip. Very interesting. It's pretty good. Is it worth $225 hairs? Absolutely not. It's got the jammy note up front, a lot of oak, which is good. I like oak. But weirdly enough, there's like some 3M packing tape adhesive note That's on the nose and the palate here, which I don't remember that being on the Gatsby from last year. Medium to long finish, but it's just not particularly thick on the mouthfeel for being barrel proof, even though I know it's not high proof, barrel proof. Wouldn't pay $2.25 for it, but I think it's decent. Grade on Bourbon Bill is going to be a C. It's just average when you take into account the price. Does bring the good age notes to it. Now the green here is the second Gatsby, so we'll see if there's kind of a difference, or maybe my palate's just turned on this a little for the worse. Oh, this one smells much better. This one has like a dusty note to it. I'm getting like caramelized oak here. Almost some red fruits. Some like cocoa, leather. I'm getting a little bit of leather on here. Let's take a sip. Oh, this one's much better. A little bit longer of a finish. It's got a nice cocoa, leather, oak, caramel in here. There's a little bit of like red jammy note in there too. Felt a bit thicker on the mouthfeel as well. The green's definitely the winner of those two. Is it worth $225 No, sorry. I'm going to say it again, like I said last year. It's about a $150 bottle or a little bit less. Green wins. Green's going to get a B+. It would be an A or an A+ if the price was better. The price sucks. But let's find out. Rita texted me the results in 2 separate messages, so don't think I'm cheating. The red, which was our loser tonight, was the new one, the 2023. So the green, which I preferred, was the 2022. Well, I would not buy the new one. If you like the 2022, they are similar, but the 2022 is better. So, and you got a better box for the same price. So I might skip that. I don't think I think the value's low, but the bourbon's still good. And if you're a fan of packing tape adhesive, it's definitely for you. All right, on to our second comparison tonight, the Knob Creek, 18 years old, legal, if you will. All right, this is the red Knob Creek glass. Man, that smells like creamy vanilla oak, baby. Boy, does that smell good. A lot of caramel, a lot of vanilla, and a lot of oak. Let's take a sip. Man, is that good. I think that beats the Gatsby. Either one, to be honest. Wow. Good. I mean, it's oak. If you don't like oak, stay away. But if you like oak, this is for you. That's what I said. It's got creamy vanilla, and there's like an orange marmalade note in there, and then like a lot of oak. Reminiscent of the Knob Creek profile. Very good. Would I spend $175 here? Yeah. Today's market, 18 years old, for like $10 a year. That's a great value in today's market. All right, the black of the Knob Creek. Let's see if we notice any difference. This smells even more vanilla though. Wow. I'm getting some red fruits and a little bit less orange. The black here is more vanilla and a little bit of red fruit and the oak, but the orange is dialed back, and actually the vanilla even overpowers the oak, whereas the red, you got all three. This one, the oak, you don't get as much on the nose. Let's take a sip. Oh! But the oak is in spades on the palate. Wow. This is an oak monster. An oak monster. This is all oak. It starts out heavy oak, mid palate's heavy oak, finishes heavy oak. It's a little bit spicier than the red to me. The vanilla is there, but I didn't really get much fruit. It's almost a little bit more simplistic. The oak's even heavier, if you can imagine that. And it's less complex. It's just oak and vanilla, and like the caramel's not there. I don't really get the orange note. I would say the red's my winner. I would pay the price for the red. The black I'd like to see a little bit cheaper, like 150-ish, somewhere in there. It's just not as cohesive and put together as the red. Let's get our text message and find out. Red is the 2022, our winner. So again, 2023 loses. You know, I just hope for more. I mean, I would have liked it to be equal. You're giving us no box, slightly less complex flavor profile. If you like oak above all else, including complexity of flavor, the 2023 Knob Creek 18 Batch KC002 might be for you. Knob Creek 18, if you didn't get one last year, you know, you can find one this year. Like, well, Bourbon Bill says it's not as good. I don't know if I should get it. You know, maybe you just get a good Knob Creek 12. Widely available. Knob Creek 12 is pretty widely available in PA. I know some states it's not, but it's more widely available than the 18 and the 15. A lot of people preferred this over the 15. I was not one of them. I preferred the 15 over the 12, but a lot of people preferred the 12 over the 15. I greatly preferred the 18 that I have over this, but this brings a lot of oak and a better balance of flavor. So if you're not the biggest... Oh no, our cork broke. Son of a bitch. They don't make anything like they used to, you know? Now I can't even sip this. Well, so much for that shit. I can't get the cork out of it, and I'm not going to go find a screw top. So another comparison for you. How about a Hardin's Creek from this year? This is actually probably a better comparison. Hard to find, just like the Knob Creek 18, but it is closer in age. So this comes in at 17 years old from the same distillery, Jim Beam. This is 110 proof, so higher proof. So 1 year less in age, but 10 proof points higher. Price, 170 doll hairs. So we're at nearly the same price. There was the Claremont, then the Frankfurt, and then the Boston this year. All three are 110 proof. All three are 17 years old. So, but this is a real comparison. Grab a mini Glen here. Wow, that's a healthy pour, but we just flew out of there. What can we do? Here we are with a little Frankfurt. Good Lord, there's just the leather, the oak. I get the orange note on this as well. Let's take a sip. Oh, good Lord, that's delicious. That, man, well, I can tell you it's going to beat the 2023 Knob Creek 18. The 2023 Knob Creek 18 brings more oak, but that's it. Complexity is not there. Buy one of these trio instead. Does it beat the 2022 Knob Creek 18? Oh, it's going to be close. There's the orange note. There's more oak on the 18. Being 1 year older, there is. Back to the Frankfurt. I think the Frankfurt's a little bit better. The 10 proof points really helps. I wish Knob Creek would give us like a gosh dang barrel proof. Like, give me like a barrel proof Knob Creek 20. Come on, Beam. I know you can do it. That's certainly better than the Gatsby from this year. So if you want one high-age, expensive bottle to buy, and you don't want to get a new Gatsby or a new Knob Creek 18 because they're not as good as last year's releases, get yourself one of the Hardin's Creek options. That will suffice just good enough for you, and it will be delicious. That's an A+ rating from Bourbon Bill on that. If you can't find that, I would say go for a Knob Creek 12. Sorry, the cork broke off, or we would have done a little bit of drinking comparison for you, but it's not going to have as much oak, but it's like, you know, it's like a quarter of the price. Like 60, 70 bucks, you know, so certainly less than half the price of anything up here tonight. So if you like what you saw tonight, please like, comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button, everyone. Thanks. Have a good evening.